Welcome back to Madison, Indiana. This is the Pico American Dream Team. They're working on motor mounts. That's what happened in Heat 1A when Pico was leading and they had to go out of the race. Meanwhile, the restart to Heat 1B.
3 boats with the Smokin' Joes on the inside. In the middle is the Miss Budweiser, and on the outside, running very hard, the Miss Bustler Enterprises.
There's the green flag, and we've got a start. It is going to be Mark Evans replacing Chip Hanauer in the seat of the Miss Budweiser in the lead. Now, as they come out, Smokin' Joe's trying to come up on the inside. Mark Tate has got himself a tiger by the tail, and he is willing to take the fight.
And Dick, let's not forget, he is the defending national high point champion driver from last year. And if he maintains good position this race, he could take the lead for the driver championship away from Chip Hanauer, who is back in Seattle with injuries.
The Budweiser leads into the turn. Now, he doesn't have enough room on the Smokin' Joe's to cut to the inside of the course. He must have 5 boat lanes, and that costs him. On the inside, Smokin' Joe's takes back the lead. This looks like it's going to be a race of which boat can accelerate the fastest out of the turn. Right now, it is the Miss Budweiser. She regains the lead at the end of lap 1.
And right now, Dick, it's Mark Evans with just 2 more laps to go. All preliminary heats are 3 laps. The finale here today will be 5. Second place is the Smokin' Joe's. Third is the Miss Bustler Enterprises. As we look at that fight off of corner number 2, a little airborne for both boats there. There's your average speed for the Miss Budweiser at 146.
And it looks like there is a problem on the course right now. It looks like the wing has broken on the Miss Budweiser. You know what happens, Jim? That corner number 2 will be consistently rough all day long. And that wing structure that Steve talked about at the very beginning of the show causes some of the water to come up against that wing. That's a problem that the T Plus had earlier, and they worked very hard to get it solved. They finally did. But you can see the water has pounded that wing, the horizontal stabilizer, loose on the Miss Budweiser. I don't know how that's going to affect the ride of this boat. This is really the first time in competition as the commissioner looks on.
Yeah, Bill Donor a little concerned, but right now with less than a lap to go, it's a comfortable lead for the Miss Budweiser. Second place to the Smokin' Joe's with Mark Tate. And Jerry Hopp is in 3rd place in the Miss Bustler, as down the back chute our leader goes for the final time.
And it looks like Mark Tate may have decided to just settle for the points in 2nd place. After all, the real shootout is the championship race later today. He sees the destruction on the Miss Budweiser. He knows Mark Tate is going to keep that boat out in front as he possibly can. There's no sense at this point risking more damage to any more equipment. You can see it is whole for the Smokin' Joe's. They like it that way. They'll race again. Here's the finish coming down, broken tail and all. Checkered flag going out to Mark Evans. This is the first time this boat has been in competition. The first win for Mark Evans in this boat, only his 2nd race for the Budweiser team. A great win for Bernie Little, the owner. Whoa, there goes the tail.
Our Frida Loom scoreboard shows the Budweiser with the win. Smokin' Joe 2nd, Miss Bustler 3rd. T Plus had the accident.
Bernie, the game plan worked, but he broke the boat again.
Well, oh, God, he really did. I saw the wing come off, but I didn't see the upright come off. But it ran pretty good without it, didn't it?
Mark, did the boat ride change when the wing broke?
It started to, but it could have been more psychological than anything. But I just kept an eye on it and kept on the flaps and brought her in 1st place.
The maiden voyage went well then.
It really did. I'm proud of the crew for being able to do that. Quite a design of a boat, I'll tell you.
A lot of damage and a lot more racing coming your way. Stay with us on ESPN's Speed World. It's a long, drawn-out process to right a boat once it's gone over, and that's what happened here on the Ohio River. T Plus was leading when the boat flew. Let's check in with the driver and see how he's doing.
Steve, what happened?
Well, the boat was running terrific. I mean, we had the lead and out accelerating him, and just caught a little bit of a roller off the shore, and it lifted the boat, and generally that tandem wing will come back down, but obviously this time it didn't. The boat was just, it was running super. It was really on the edge, you know, trying to win that race, and it just got too much air underneath it, and that's all she wrote.
As we look down at the Ohio River here in Madison, Indiana, the lane number 2 will be the whole set turbo with Mitch Evans for Heat 2A. Pico's American Dream in lane 3 with Dave Billwalk. Mark Tate in the 4th slot with the Smokin' Joe's. And on the outside as they come under the bridge, Miss Bustler Enterprises with Jerry Hopp.
Let's watch for the flags. It is a flag start, so they are going upwards of over 140 miles an hour for the start. And There's the flag. They are racing. Right off the bat, it's going to be a battle between the Smokin' Joes, the yellow boat, and the blue Pico American Dream. Smokin' Joes leading into turn number 1, and there you can see the inside boat with an advantage as Dave Villwock takes over the lead on the backstretch.
As they come off of that corner down to the back chute, Dave Villwock has things pretty much his own way. Remember, he was knocked out of his first win when he lost 2 motor mounts and the engine came loose.
Now, it looked like there was 1 boat, but there's actually 2 side by side. Now the Smokin' Joes goes past him on the straightaway. He wants to put a little extra speed going into that turn because the boat on the inside does have a shorter course, but he's able to hold that speed. He comes out as the leader. Here comes Pico American Dream again, trying to get up on the inside of Mark Tate.
And as we look back at 3rd and 4th place, we see the whole set Turbo and the Miss Bustler battling off of corner number 4. Let's go back to our leaders, and there's been one big shootout between these 2 guys. In the Smokin' Joe's Mark Tate, Pico's American Dream with Dave Villwock. These guys have really drawn each other in the sight of their guns. They've even traded paint. At times they race so close together.
This time the advantage goes to Smokin' Joe's. 2nd place, that boat right there, Pico American Dream. But Mark Tate has gone out. He took it in turn number 3 on the first lap. He accelerated hard into the turn. He was able to hold his speed high as they went around the turn, and he was able to hold on to the lead position. Pico American Dream now sitting about 3 boat lengths off of the leader. You didn't even see him as he came to the turn. He was just entering at that point. Ooh, Smokin' Joe's gets a little bit light coming down there. Mark Tate will not back off at all if he possibly can keep it moving.
146, an increase of 4 miles an hour over his last lap, and they have 1 more lap to go. And as we talked about Mark Tate here in the Smokin' Joe's and Dave Villwock and Pico's American Dream, let me tell you, they've got a mini feud going here. They respect each other, but boy, they really can lose their tempers at times down in the pits. Here's our 3rd place race as they come under the bridge.
That's Jerry Hopp in the turbine-powered boat and Mitch Evans in the piston backer. As you look at the center of your screen, you can see the 2 boats fighting it out on the front straightaway now. There is the result in the last lap, but now Jerry Hopp has momentarily taken over 3rd place, putting Mitch Evans back to 4th. You can see, though, on the turn, Mitch comes up. He's got the lesser course, so he is able to power on with the piston backer. Here's your leader, Mark Tate. He is coming around now with the checkered flag in view. This will be a big win for this boat. A lot of points as they continue to aim at the final championship race later this afternoon in Madison, Indiana. Mark Tate gets the checkered flag and comes home a winner. Steve Woomer, the entire crew, very happy down in the pit area. This is the way they want that boat to race, and most importantly, there are no injuries to the boat. Congratulations to Steve Woomer from Budweiser owner Bernie Little. Look at this battle. This is the battle for 3rd.
Holy cow, a turbine versus a piston packer. On the left is the turbine. The Miss Bustler Enterprises with Jerry Hopp. But with the lead is the piston packer with Mitch Evans, but at the checkered flag, the turbine boat, Miss Bustler, is going to win out over the whole set Turbo.
Well, congratulations to Jerry Hopp. A good run out there. Smokin' Joe's takes the lead. The Fruit of the Loom scoreboard showing Pico American Dream in 2nd, Miss Bustler, and then whole set Turbo. A good race for Mark Tate. There's the crowd. They were getting behind him all the way. They want to see Jaspers back out. Let's go down to the winning dock.
Holy Brent. Mark, it has to feel good to get around a guy that's been giving you some trouble.
Well, yeah, you know, we changed our strategy a little bit this week to plan on, hopefully we thought we'd be on the inside of him, but, you know, we definitely got shoot speed on him, and I think he finally found out how it is to turn.
It was your turn to decide the radius this time.
Yeah, it was, and, you know, it felt pretty good out there, and after that 1 corner, it was just a nice, easy boat ride for the Smokin' Joe team, and we got a heat win under our belt, and we just got to prepare for the rest of the day.
The rest of the teams are also preparing, and we notice there is a new wing on the Miss Budweiser as she gets ready to race in Heat 2B. We'll be back to Madison in a moment. Well, the Hoosier Hooter girls visiting dockside here in Madison, Indiana. Dick Crippen along with Jim Hendrick and Steve Montgomery as we continue with the Indiana Governor's Cup. Let's go to the Rancho Performance Corner with Smokin' Joe crew chief Jim Lacero.
As in all other forms of motorsports, computers are an integral part. Unlimited hydroplane racing is no different. In the past 10 years, we've developed computer systems that monitor up to 32 different channels on the race boat. Now, we take a look at engine parameters such as RPM, exhaust gas temperature. We look at the boat speed. We take a look at driver parameters like the throttle position and rudder position. And all that information is stored in this black box. And while the boat is running, it then stores the information on this little credit card size guy that'll store up to 1 million bytes of information. While the team is getting the Smoking Joe ready to go back on the race trailer, we pull the data card out of the onboard computer, we bring it into the race truck, put it into our desktop, type a few commands, and we get a printout, very similar to this one right here. Then we'll come back with that same data and put it into graph form, where we can analyze the data even more thoroughly. We can take a look at the driver parameters as well as the engine parameters here, and use that information to optimize the boat speed. And it's very difficult to strike a compromise in getting the proper boat speed in the turns and the straightaways to optimize the speed around the course. The data that we've gathered here helps us optimize that speed and helps move the Smoking Joe in front.
Well, Jim Lucero has not only been around the sport, he has also helped design a lot of the things that you see on today's hydroplanes. Here we go for the start of Heat 2B.
The 2 Heat 1 winners have last lane choice, and they're on the outside, Dick.
As they come through the turn, now Jaspers is catching a rooster tail, and it looks like he spun in that rooster tail off of the Miss Budweiser. We'll see how, yes, he did. He spun around. He's facing the other way. Mike Hansen will now try to get the Jasper engines and transmissions restarted. Meanwhile, out front, the Wellness Plan is battling with the Miss Budweiser. Miss Budweiser to the left of your screen. Wellness Plan with Jimmy King, the rookie driver, to the right of your screen. Mark Evans now in the lead. Mark Evans doing a fine job of driving this boat. As we know, he had some wing damage in the first race. We'll see how the boat holds together this time around.
Make it interesting. The boat on your left just passing now is Mark Evans and Miss Budweiser. The boat he passed is his old boat, which is the Wellness Plan. So he's really battling his old haul.
Caution flag is out now for the Jaspers engines and transmissions as Mike Hansen continues to try to get that boat going. There's the target boat with Dr. Ken Muscatel driving. There you can see the lay of the land, and as they come into the turn, they have to be careful. In the center of your screen is the Jaspers. They want all boats aware, and here you can see Miss Budweiser really had to go to the outside of the course. Meanwhile, Wellness Plan is going down on the inside of the course for the second time today. Engine problems for the Wellness Plan as she goes down. Jaspers engines and transmissions gets going again and gets a big cheer from all the hometown fans in Madison.
He'll get a bigger cheer if Mike Hansen can make up the time. He is currently riding in third place as we look at our leader at 140 miles an hour. This is the Jasper engines and transmission in third place. Behind the second place boat right here, the Target Store's Ken Muscatel. But Jaspers will try to make that up before it's over.
Miss Budweiser in the lead, and right now unchallenged by any of the boats on the course. This has been somewhat of a demolition derby so far, with damage to several of the boats, the T Plus and the Miss Budweiser. And now Miss Budweiser finally getting a very, very good run. You know, we should comment, this is the first time in competition for this boat because the other boat they had been running came apart in Evansville last week. So it would be a real pleasure for Mark Evans to be able to finish in a boat that's whole. And at this point, it looks like that's what he's going to do. Mark Evans bringing the Miss Budweiser home with a checkered flag. A good run. Here's Wellness Plan back up and running again, now in third place. This is Jimmy King, the rookie driver. Here you see Mark Evans as he finishes, and he's got to be relaxing a little bit now, happy to have the boat. Oh, we were just about to say the boat in one piece. There goes the tail again.
Our Fruit of the Loom scoreboard shows the Budweiser, the winner. Jasper engines did finish second. Wellness Plan restarted for third. The Target Stores took fourth.
The Miss Budweiser crew will have yet another wing that they will want to repair on this boat before it goes back out. Meanwhile, look at that. There's a little dip in the wing from the Wellness Plan. We'll be back to Madison in a moment. This is the view along the Ohio River in Madison, Indiana, the rich farmland that surrounds this community. It is true American heartland, no question about it. Let's go to the lineup of Heat 3A.
Dave Villwalk of Pico's American Dream inside. Smokin' Joe's next to him in lane 3 with Mark Tate behind the wheel. Mike Hansen in the Jasper. And Ken Muscatel and Target Stars rounds out the field on the outside.
Going down into turn number 1, it is going to be the battle between Smokin' Joe's and Pico's one more time. Now, remember we said earlier, these guys have had a little rivalry going on and off the course all year long. They've traded paint several times. Look at how the Pico American Dream had to plow through the waves that have already developed on corner number 2. Pico American Dream with Dave Villwalk, and look right on the outside. There is no letting up for either one of these boats. Smokin' Joe's with Mark Tate has the outside lane and has the lead going into the 3rd corner.
This competition is no surprise. Look at that second rooster tail come up off the skid fin as they go into the turn, and pulling on the outside is the Smokin' Joe's as he comes down to complete lap number 1.
To give the viewers a little idea of the speed, these boats will cover the length of a football field in just 1 second. 3rd place is the Jasper Engines and Transmissions, but look at the battle for the lead. Again, Pico American Dream onto the inside, again going through the waves, getting a little airborne coming out. He's trying to find additional power, but it's Mark Tate who accelerates on the outside first.
In that first turn, it looks like the Pico's American Dream, Dave Villwalk, challenges the course. Smokin' Joe's goes on the outside, loses a little ground, but stays in smooth water, and then comes up and takes the lead.
Now, the advantage between the inside and the outside is in speed. Your outside boat, the Smokin' Joe's, 139. Inside Pico's is going 137. That's an average lap speed. Now, the Pico's on the inside has got to be careful with that water coming through this turn. Ooh, look at the waves breaking over the top. That turn is so close to the shoreline, the water gets extremely rough because it comes back off of the shoreline and causes those big rollers.
Tiptoeing with the sponsor and tail walking is the Smokin' Joe's as he comes down the corner number 3. He's flying.
Mark Tate, as long as he's got good water, should be able to take this one without too much problem, because as you can see, Pico's has gone into 2nd place, now sitting about 6 to 8 boat lanes back. The checkered flag is already flying. Mark Tate sees it, and Mark Tate takes the win. A big one for the points. Let's go down to the winning tower.
You know, you're not having that bad a day. You got the boat all in one piece, and you've got a lot of points.
Well, we haven't looked it over yet since this heat finished. Looks all right. I mean, so far it's been fine, but you know, kind of makes the owner a little older when that happens. But Smokin' Joe's performing great, and we're real happy with the progress so far today.
There's the Fruit of the Loom scoreboard for Heat 3A, and if you'll notice, the Target Stores, having been repaired since the Evansville race, gets no points for not finishing.
Mark is the first guy to come down, wins.
Well, I don't know. The water's a little sloppier that heat than it was the heat before with Dave Villwalk. He was pushing pretty hard that heat to try and beat us. He obviously needs a point to get to the front row, I think, for the final.
They are not going to be able to repair the wing on the Miss Budweiser, and they have no more wings, so she will go wingless, but she's got some company.
Well, you know, guys, in some sports you have to earn your wings. Here on the Ohio River, you lose your wings. Here's Jerry Hopp's ride. He's going out with 1 vertical, no horizontal, no vertical on the other side. Jimmy King's going to be racing with no horizontal stabilizer at all. And Ken Muscatel down at the end of the pit row here just came back with no wings at all. It's been a tough day for the wings on these unlimited hydroplanes.
Back here at the Budweiser Indiana Governor's Cup of the Ohio River, we're getting ready for Heat 3B. Dick Crippen is down on the dock with someone we haven't seen this year.
One man we've missed on the circuit this year is Bill Worcester, who had the Tide boat out here for a long time and did a good job competing. When are we going to see the boat again?
You're going to see it on the West Coast. We're going to be at Tri-City in Seattle, San Diego, and very possibly Hawaii, too. We'll be back next year, strong as ever.
You want to go racing, don't you?
Want to go racing.
And we're going racing as the inside is Miss Buster Enterprises with Jerry Hopp, the Miss Budweiser with Mark Evans in lane 3. Lane 4, Holstead Turbo with Mitch Evans, and on the outside, the Wellness Plan with Jimmy King.
And let's point out one more time, they are not putting a boat in lane 1 until they go around the first turn. And the reason for that is because of that rough water down there, as sharp as that turn is. So we start with lane 2 and work outside. And right now, it is lane 3 that is leading. And that's the Miss Budweiser, Mark Evans, riding without the horizontal stabilizer, as is his old boat, the Wellness Plan with Jimmy King. No horizontal stabilizer there. This is kind of a wingless race.
Lap number 1 of 3 here in the final preliminary heat as we wend our way toward the finals. We're looking at the leader, Mark Evans. He chose lane 3, and he's now out in front.
Mark Evans averaging on our Zodiac Sports watches at 136 miles per hour. Still a little battle going on for third place right now. Jerry Hopp isn't going to waste time and wait for Mitch Evans. He almost got caught last time around, so he's trying to get a little bit of room in there, but he's on the outside of the course. You can see the two boats now just coming down into corner number 1. Those are the two boats we're talking about, the little battle for third and fourth. As he comes around, Jerry Hopp almost appears to lose a little speed as he tries to skid it around. Mitch Evans tries to catch him up again. We talked before about the lane choice for the Miss Budweiser, going with lane number 3, and I'm wondering if he watched Mark Tate in the Smokin' Joes. I'm sure he did in the last heat. Mark was in lane 3, and he took the win over the Picos out of that lane, so perhaps he saw some good water out there. Second place, the Wellness Plan. That boat had engine trouble in the other two heats. Now up and running and doing fine. Jimmy King, a rookie, and he is getting a good baptism on this river in Madison, Indiana.
Battle for third between this Bustler and the Hoset Turbo continues. About a half a lap ahead is the second place boat, the Wellness Plan, even farther up the chute, and coming down for the last time down the back chute, the leader, Miss Budweiser.
Look at this battle for third. This has really turned into something. Mitch Evans was able to come up on the inside of the turbine-powered Miss Bustler. There's your leader. No contest at all this time for the Miss Budweiser. Of course, they're probably happy with it, riding without wings and such. And now it looks like the other vertical stabilizer is gone. The vertical wing on the left-hand side as the driver sits in the boat is now loose on the back of the Miss Budweiser. She takes the checkered flag. It may be bits and pieces, but she's winning, and at this point, that's what the crew is really concerned with. The battle for third, Mitch Evans to the right of your screen, Jerry Hopp to the left. Let's see who takes it down to the checkered flag. Mitch Evans flies high as they come down. It's going to be Miss Bustler by a nose.
Fruit of the Loom results show the top 4 boats of Heat 3B. Let's go down to the docks.
You guys realize on the scorecard you've had a perfect day. The crew might not agree.
Yeah, I know. If that's a perfect day, that was a heck of a lot of work for that. But, man, the guys did a fantastic job putting the parts back on, and it ran without that rear stabilizer pretty decent. So I think we're going to be all right for the final.
Bernie, I'm afraid to say congratulations until we get a damage report.
Well, the damage is pretty bad, as you can see. We'll be in there, and we're going to win. So what else is there?
Well, they got winged again, or is that de-winged? We'll be back and find out. Back on the river, in the Ohio River here in Madison, Indiana, the Unlimited Lights have taken to the course for their final race. This is the latest breed of Thunderboats, and this is their championship. Now, number 10, High Pressure, Charlie Wiggins leads the field. Some of the other boats in the field, the Pay and Play, Dave Bender, he won in Phoenix. Mike Mamano, driving for Alan Vortemeyer out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has won 2 races this year. But right now, all the attention on the boat called High Pressure out of Gadsden, Alabama, Charlie Wiggins. Charlie is driving first. There's your second place boat, McCubbin Ford, driven by Mike Mamano. Charlie Wiggins now heading for the checkered flag, as is the second place boat, Mike Mamano out of Webster, New York. He's getting a little bit of a wild ride out there, but holding on to it. And there's Charlie Wiggins, takes the checkered flag in the Competition Cams Unlimited Light Series. So Wiggins with the win, Mamano second, followed by Bender, Deal, and Steve Kerr. Returning to the docks, Charlie Wiggins congratulating his crew. They did a great job keeping that boat in there.